channel so I can cast this without everyone spoiling what's gonna happen. If you want to join me in group 4.
Pick.
Okay, sure.
Oh god.
Alright, so... Oh wait, this is blind pick. Uh-oh. This is gonna be interesting. But... Alright, Anthony's just about to join the chat channel, so we can co-cast this one together. And there he is! The man,
Hello.
the myth, the legend. Cabal.
The Vietnamese dude. Hello.
And Forsetti with the Instalock Fiora.
Man, the crowd
baby!
did not see that coming.
Yeah.
He was just bitching last game about how he could not play Fiora, but now he finally has it because it's blind pick.
Oh man. I want to see what he can do with this champion. Obviously, if anyone's looking and you don't know Forsetti, he did get Diamond playing pretty much only Fiora, but that was the old Fiora. Now that the new Fiora takes skill, let's see if he actually has what it takes.
I understand this. The new Fiora does take skill, and that kind of explains why he is Bronze 1 now. It's a really low drop for the Mighty Zelensky.
It is true. If you look at his profile, he is Bronze 1. He does have the
Yeah.
Diamond border, so very interesting.
Yes, yes. So I'm kind of interested with what the hell Blue Team is going to do with this. Like, they have engaged with Xin Zhao, but I don't know. Like, how does this team even work out? I like Purple Team a lot more. Like, they seem a lot more...
Yeah. They have the huge AoE damage with the Fiora Rumble, have good pick potential with the Blitzcrank. I think Purple Team is a lot more well-rounded out.
Yeah,
That being
much
said...
appeal for the Jinx, though, which kind of sucks, but meh.
Yeah, we'll see if they can get to the back line. Luckily for Jinx, there isn't a lot of ways Blue Team can get there. I mean, Gangplank will be running around a lot in the fight because now he's so mobile, but...
It's just the Xin Zhao she has to worry about, but
Yeah.
that all depends on how well Xin Zhao does early game, because that is what Wen Zhao does. He wins or he flops.
Pretty much. Interestingly, Olaf is in the jungle. Recently, we've seen him a lot in the top lane because when he gets a lot of farm, he can have a really strong split push threat. But I guess they already have that with Fiora in the mid lane, so.
True, true. Oh, I didn't even notice that. Wow, Ryan Zelensky Forsetti going into the mid lane on Fiora.
And he's actually playing against Zac, the young Dong, on Cho'Gath. I'm surprised that in blind pick, Zac did not go Heimerdinger, because he's also a one-trick pony. Well, I think he's branched out a little bit to other roles, but he is traditionally very well known for his Heimerdinger.
Sprint speed, I can smell the salt coming off of you and the jealousy.
Too many dongers, man. I've been a victim.
It's okay, it's okay. We've all faced it before. We've all faced it before.
Yeah, I want to see how the bottom lane does, especially because you have the double hooks coming out, so that's going to be very high kill potential, especially when you have Gangplank and Rumble with the teleports. Also, Gangplank doesn't even need to teleport because he can just throw down his ultimate.
I feel like Tristana still has a much easier time, because even though, like, this is all in the 80 carries dodge the hooks, Tristana just gets a free escape, but if Jinx gets hooked, oh man, it's kind of over.
Yeah, pretty much. And Jinx will outrange her early on, so maybe they can use that a little bit to their advantage, but if Red Team falls behind, they don't have a lot in terms of being defensive, like you just said. Also, Tristana using the explosive charge on the turret will be able to shove that really quickly.
Yeah, most definitely. But you can also counter that and say Jinx pushes the turret really, really fast. Like, if they go back, if Winnie the Pooh and Re-Envision go back at the wrong time and Van the Man's there with his Blitzcrank and no jungler's there, that turret's just dead. Like, with the F-sword. Dead.
Yeah. Alright, there's 10 seconds left. I want to see who wins the skin intimidation battle, because having some good skins really makes it a little more exciting.
Yeah. It shows who the real USD warrior team is here. We need some USD warriors.
Oh, baby.
I just paused this video of John Stewart at the perfect time, and he looks like he's releasing.
That's okay. I don't know if I needed to know that in my life, but
it enriches you. It helps you. All right.
And actually, I think there were patch notes saying that they changed the spectator calling a little bit, and I haven't looked at it thus far, but I'll be curious to see if those are live yet.
So I see 3 diamond borders, 2 diamond border. Oh, wait, they only have 1 diamond border on their team. Wow.
Man.
But they do have 2 silvers. 2 silvers.
Yeah, so I think it's fairly balanced. Also, I think Spook Nuke is diamond currently, so even though the borders are a little bit more favoring the red side here, I think that in terms of rank, they're fairly even.
I mean, you also must admit, you also have to realize that Ryan Zielinski's playing Fiora, so that's a handicap right there.
Yeah, we'll see how red team just can like possibly come out with a win if they have somebody going 0-10 on their team.
Yeah, really.
Yeah, a lot of mastery. A lot of mastery on these champions too. So with the blind pig, they're just kind of going back to what they're familiar with.
I see that, but it doesn't seem like C9 high as balls is very comfortable on his Blitzcrank, even though he does have a skin for it.
Yeah, boom boom Blitzcrank. We'll see if that pulls through. I do want to point out that red team is Team Foreskin because they do have 4 of those. So I would give them the favor in Skin Intimidation and USD Warrior.
They win the USD Warrior certificate.
Thank God.
Yeah.
It's good to know that George W. Bush on Burloff is the USD Warrior that we have today. And we're getting into the game. Ooh, this is a new spectator client. I hope the hotkeys are the same. Otherwise, I might be a little bit confused, but...
There are hotkeys in spectator mode. I learn something every day.
Yeah, well...
Have the champions spawned in for you yet? Because I actually don't see them.
No, but we are at 43 minutes. Okay, there we go. Game reset. They should spawn momentarily.
I see them right there.
And...
George W. Bush looks exactly like George W. Bush did in college. What a splitting image.
Yep, there he goes with that, throwing kegs around everywhere. And I want to see if red team decides to invade. The Blitzcrank is so strong at catching people out, obviously, but they do have Shinzao and Thresh on the other side, so they might be able to fight back a little bit.
Yeah, I like this coordination by red team. They're all going straight to the enemy's red buff, and that's what, at least that's what it seems like they're doing. Whereas the blue team is just split up on both sides. This is very default, you know, solo queue mode where both teams just split up that way.
Yeah, they're hugging the blue side, but now, oh my God, red team.
Rumble is a little late to the party, but and look at that, mastery intimidation, mastery freaking intimidation, right there.
Are they gonna see this coming? There it is. They're not reacting yet. C9 High's balls are gonna get into melee range.
Reaction time. What is going on?
Oh, jeez.
Oh, and the bronze 1 Fiora takes the first blood. How did we see? I didn't see that coming.
Yeah. It looks like blue team thought that they could 3v1 surprise him, but little did they know the entirety of the red side was following him up. That'll be first blood for the Fiora. That's gonna be pretty painful in lane.
I feel like that was just really sad on the bot side of blue part's part, because they just sat there and they were like, huh? Wait, what? And then Blitzcrank walked up to them, like he didn't even have to. They moved as soon as Blitzcrank started punching.
Yeah, pretty much. Also, I think it's important to note that Fiora's new repost can actually block all of Cho'Gath's abilities, so even if you're rupturing from underneath, it just pretty much parries the next ability. And you can see him trying to go for that Vital, but doesn't quite land it, and they trade half their health. Almost.
It's more essential that Fiora gets this poke off early, because Cho'Gath doesn't really need to worry about this. He just sustains like a monster. Look at that. He's already healing back up.
Yeah, and some aggressive wards coming in the bot side. Oh my God, I really want to see Shinzao come from this mid lane because Forseti's playing super aggressively, so he might be able to punish that if Forseti tries to go for a kill.
Yeah, exactly. But maybe George W. Bush might actually do this right after the scuttle, because Cho'Gath is actually pushing up pretty far.
Yeah, using that Feral Scream to try to just shove the lane into the turret. I think he wanted to make sure that Forcity is more busy dealing with the minions rather than trying to poke them down. So.
Cho'Gath knew it might be a possibility that Olaf would be there. So that ward comes down.
Yep. Young
But
Dom.
Olaf goes for the bot lane. Ooh. We didn't even pay attention.
Actually, the hook misses, but the undertow lands. I don't know if they're gonna follow up yet. Tristana rocket jumps out.
Olaf leaves an axe though. Parting gift.
Yeah. It's like, here you go, guys. Free beer. How can you say no to free beer?
What's the Miller Lite?
Yeah. And again, they're trading so hard. Actually, the hook lands onto Re-Envision. Isn't going to be able to get out. The chompers are a little far to the left.
But now the counter hook by Re-Envision.
Yeah, he does turn it around. Is the explosive charge going to be enough to proc the mana barrier? Doesn't look like it. But a lot of damage coming out on both the supports.
Really good play by both.
Oh!
Oh, there it comes again. Oh, but the Jinx is not quite able to follow up.
Really good immediate reaction time from the Tristana, being able to jump out of there before Blitzcrank knocks her up. And I think that also, the new ping probably helps with that, because that's a tiny window that you have to get out of there.
Yes. We have to remember that we have to praise our sponsors, Rito, for their amazing server move.
Yeah, looks like Death Sentence did land on the Blitzcrank, but he doesn't really want to go in there because the minion wave is shoving in. But here comes Shinzao in the top lane.
Oh, man. But I don't think they can get this Rumble.
Yeah, I guess he'll do a little bit of damage. Now, Olaf's going to be wrapping around from the side. Give him a little love hug.
This is a very dead giveaway that Olaf is coming in. Why did Shinzao stick around? This is... wow.
Yeah, that was just poor communication between them. But actually, Gangplank turns it around and gets a kill. He has the barrels out, and now he has double buffs. Is he going to be able to turn this on to W Gong?
I don't think W Gong is doing a very good smart move like this. Oh, and that flash in place.
Now, it's important to note that Gangplank does have a primed barrel here. Okay, no, he did just pop it, so W Gong has a little bit of breathing room, but... whew.
That scrap shield is just doing so much work for W Gong right now.
Yeah, you said it. It looks like even though there's been so much action in all these lanes, that was pretty much the only trading kills so far. Bot lane, they're trading yet again, but I think they're just going to regenerate that up once they start hitting the minions.
Ooh, that was a really nice hook if it actually landed. Right through the minions.
Yeah. Fortunately, it did not. Van, the man, going to be trying to posture to get the CS safely. And Olaf is coming down for a lane gank. I don't know if he'll really be able to make something happen with Thresh and Tristana. You can really have the Thresh positioned safely and just use the Dark Passage to get out of there. And...
I feel like C9 Highest Balls is just... It's a very dead giveaway that there's a gank coming, because he's being so aggressive right now.
Yeah, oh, actually, Re-Envision goes in with the hook. He does...
Oh, it's a counter hook.
Yeah, looks like he unfortunately flashes onto the chompers. I think that might be a kill, but the heal comes out from Winnie the Pooh. Is it going to be enough? No, Winnie the Pooh!
And the man goes down.
Oh, man. Great positioning by Winnie the Pooh, being able to just focus down the red side when they overextend. Now George W. Bush is in trouble. He doesn't have his ultimate yet, so he could get knocked up here.
Can you hear me?
Yeah. Hello? But... W-Gong is going to be teleporting in, and Blitzcrank knocks up Hyun's bunnies, but Winnie the Pooh gets another kill and jumps out with that reset. Well, looks like, yeah. Alright, looks like Cabal was having a little bit of issues with the raid call, but OBS says that I am transmitting sound, so I guess...
Try and join the other...
Alright, so we're gonna switch channels real quick.
What?
Wait.
Them.
Oh, you want to join them?
No, you try join them, because I can't hear you talk. I can hear them.
Oh, okay. Well, sorry about that delay. There is a little bit of an issue with the raid call. Hey, can you guys hear me real quick?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alright, just want to make sure, because Anthony's having issues. Alright, well, hopefully that gets resolved momentarily. Looks like there was another kill in the mid lane for Cho'Gath. He will be building up those stacks. And if you look at the CS, it's fairly even across the board, except for the fact that Shinzao has 10 over the Olaf, so he has about 150 gold lead from that, but the kill that Olaf has picked up will keep it fairly even. Now that these teams are getting slightly more higher leveled, I want to see more wards come out around this dragon area and the river. Because
the only ward on the map is actually from that Thresh, which is kind of abysmal.
Yeah, these teams are such high damage that... Oh, actually, Chombers lands onto Re-Envision. He's going to take a lot of free damage. Hook does not quite get in range. But yeah, it'll... Especially because Blue Team has a little bit of an issue with a primary engage. I think they need to set up earlier vision control around the dragon so they can get engaged upon. But Spooknoke, speaking of getting engaged upon, W Gong overheats and smacks him.
I didn't even get to see that. That happened so fast.
Yeah.
Oh, here comes the Olaf in mid lane. Just give him some pressure. Throw an X. Oh, he doesn't leave it for Cho'Gath.
Oh, gets a return rupture to give Olaf something to remember him by.
Oof.
But now they are going to both be going toward bottom side. I think if they can make a play happen, they'll be looking to grab the first dragon of the game.
Yes, Gangplank even teleported top. So there is no pressure from Gangplank to actually teleport down there if they go for dragon engage.
Yeah, good catch. Rumbles will be up quite sooner, but looks like they're trying to gank the top. Doesn't get there in time. Yeah. And for Seti, trying desperately to put this damage onto the young Dong, but Catalyst with double Dorans means that he can wave clear all day and use that Carnivore passive to heal up.
Oh, and not letting Forseti CS properly either. Oof.
Yeah, George W. Bush will activate the Raptor buff and clear out that ward. We'll see if they decide to start the dragon. And this is going to be very dangerous if Red Team decides to start it, but it looks like they'll be ganking bottom.
Oh, and Re-Envision is in the prime spot to get that Blitzcrank hook.
Unfortunately, Zap actually hit a minion, so that they did not get that slow, but the hook comes out from Blitzcrank, and now... Thresh?
These two bruisers down bot lane are doing such great work.
Oh, man.
Ooh, and that rocket does connect, though. That's the only skill shot that matters on Jinx. Doesn't matter if you fuck up the Zap.
Yeah.
The rocket.
Pretty much. You can see that they get that kill. Are they going to rotate up there? No, I think Olaf is a little low, so he's afraid of the Cho'Gath and the Shinzao, because they haven't really gotten vision on him. And there's been fairly poor ward coverage in terms of scouting out the enemy jungler in rotations, but we'll see if that improves going forward, now that the supports will be getting their sight stones.
Most of the wards seem to be just defensive and for the lane itself. But they end up getting cleared by the junglers anyway.
Pretty much. And Cho'Gath actually uses ultimate on a creep, so he will not have it if C9 highs balls lands a hook. He actually gets creep blocked, unfortunately.
That little stutter step right there. Dance with the creeps.
Yeah.
Hope Rossetti gets the chance to go back soon, because he's been taking a lot of like attrition damage just over time against this Cho'Gath that he has not been able to regenerate.
And you can see he has over 1,000 gold in the bank, or in his pocket right now. So he'll be able to finish that phage and get, if he stays around a little while longer, he'll be able to pick up a Zeal on top of that, so.
Oh, maybe that is what he's doing. But it's a dangerous game, though, doing this against the Cho'Gath. One stun lands and you're out of position, that flash Nom.
Yeah, especially with that aggressive Shinzao, who did go for the Devour, so he probably won't be ganking as often. And he built a Fiendish Codex. Is this an AP Shinzao, Cabal?
I believe it is! Those spears, they are gonna hurt. Truly going to hurt.
Yeah, I believe ability power skills mostly with the charge and then the heal on your third auto. But if you go oh my god.
That is actually what I meant, sorry.
Oh yeah.
I wanted to say fork up your ass, but I don't know if that's allowed on stream.
Whatever. We're all college friends. But yeah, you can see W Gong getting another solo kill in the top lane, so he's really comfortable trading on this Rumble and knowing that even though Gangplank has the Sheen Phage, he can
Oh, but
still
this
win.
Cho'Gath is getting engaged on right now.
Oh my god, George W. Bush
Gonna
gets
kill.
so low.
What?
But the heal from Forsetti's ultimate proving pivotal there, allowing him to stay alive. And now Re-Envision gets on the Chombers, and gets hooked, was not under turret though, so they will not be able to pick up that kill.
Shinzao gonna make a pick a noodle. Oh, and he sticks the fork and does that damage with the AP Shinzao.
Yeah.
But I don't think there's any way he's getting out of this alive. No, he is not.
Pretty much. Re-Envision lands a death sentence. The Flay doesn't quite hit. Now actually Reverse Hook comes in, but Van, the man, was focusing Thresh. That means that he's in danger of getting killed by Winnie the Pooh yet again. And oh my god, the flash forward!
Oh, no, they aren't.
Actually, Blitzcrank used his ultimate there to try to silence Tristana for the jump out, but it was so short in duration that she's still able to do that without dying.
Yeah, there we see Tristana's great mobility, and where she's able to tower dive, kill a target, just jump right out. Quick in and out.
Yeah.
Just has that advantage over Jinx, which is just, I don't know, really rough for this man-to-man.
It looks like Shinzao's building toward a Nash's Tooth first, which I'm not very familiar with AP Shinzao builds, but
I don't believe that works.
yeah, actually George W. Bush throws the undertow toward Tristana, but Flash Hook comes out from Sion High's balls, able to pick up that kill. Bomby Cinder burning on that Cinder Hulk.
Now Thresh has 20 seconds to respawn, while their Tristana is actually back on base. So Jinx can get a lot of free farm and even some tower damage out of this.
Yeah.
If she clears it fast enough.
And
but
George-
she doesn't seem to be pushing.
George W. Bush did go for this blue buff, which is alright, but I think he could have just gone for Dragon there. I mean, you just killed their support, their bot lane was back because she was so hurt, and you can just have Fiora and keep pressure on mid lane, and you probably would have been able to take that.
Yeah, this is true. I don't know why he didn't do that. Is he going for it now? Oh, he is going for it now. Not the best time, but again, blue side has no wards except for that pink right there.
Yeah, so, I mean, there
will
is
get punished
Shinzao
for
taking the Razor Beaks, but, oh, actually, Forsetti going all in, pops the Ignite, but the Catalyst comes at a very unfortunate time for him on Cho'Gath.
Cho'Gath was just like, that tickled right there. That kind of tickled.
And now Shinzo's actually going in onto W Gong. He throws on the Equalizer to try to force a trade. Is he going to get the return kill? Yes, no, he's flashing out! Oh my gosh! Is he going to be able to survive? Oh, there's one barrel.
I'm telling you this right now. That shield is just saving his life over and over again from this gangplank.
Yeah, really good positioning with the Equalizer also, knowing that he can't escape, so just trying to trade and realizing that Gangplank will take a couple seconds to walk over there. Really intense.
Dance in top lane. Very romantic.
The longer that they wait, the worse off Rumble's gonna be, because Spook Nuke does have the orange, remove Scurvy, but here comes Olaf, and I think very wise of him to back off now, realizing he's pushing his luck staying around that long.
Exactly.
And you can see the wave clear from the Yeongdong is slowly whittling away at this tower. Once that mid falls, they'll be able to pretty much roam free in the jungle. You can see Shinzao actually does have a couple deep wards in the blue jungle. And actually Tristana gets hooked again, but instant rocket jump. Gonna be safe.
I feel as if Forsetti is now conceding this turret after Cho'Gath just instantly nommed him for, well, half his remaining health.
Yeah, pretty much.
Oh, but he does not. He still is trying to protect this turret.
Seems like it'll be in vain. Maybe he's trying to bait it for this George W. Bush gank. But I don't even know if Olaf can take Cho'Gath, because Olaf's strengths are really against squishier targets.
And Cho'Gath is not the squishiest champion.
Yeah, you can see a good maneuver by Re-Envision there in the bottom side, being able to dodge that hook. Will they be able to keep pressure? I want to see Cho'Gath, now that the mid lane turret's gone, if they keep ganking bottom against this really dangerous and not defensive Jinx Blitzcrank lane.
Oh, and that beautiful hook and punch up.
Yeah, that pretty much secures them another kill. Dragon's not up soon, but they might be able to get the turret.
This is a definite turret. Turret take here.
Yeah, they even have Olaf on the side to just scare off Jinx, but actually now they're gonna focus him 2v1. Jinx or Tristana a little scared to get that close.
I think it's just her confidence in the AP Shinzao build.
Yeah.
Drove her away there.
You
But
said it. Olaf
It
did.
did a surprising amount of damage to Olaf, though.
Yeah, Olaf popped the Ragnarok, but another hook from the Blitzcrank, getting another kill. This guy is high as balls.
It is important to note that AP Shinzao, though it does scale with his E, it actually does scale with his W, too. It heals him more. Like, every third attack will now heal him more. So, this might be a sustained Shinzao, or that might explain the Nashor's Tooth.
Yeah, I think if you're really going AP Shinzao with that sustain, you probably want to Rylize, because that'll give you also more sustainability, or just more health, so that you can stay sustaining. And actually, the Young Dong trying to 1v2 now. Forseti was going in aggressively, but the roam from Rumble off that bottom side. And actually, Olaf's getting a kill on the bottom side. Green Vision gets hooked back in. They're all solo. Is Spookna going to be able to clean this up? Oh, there goes one barrel, and now it looks like they're going to abandon their brother to the forces of the pirates. You know, Vikings were known for their plundering, but Spook Nuke getting that bonus off his parlay, saying that he is the superior burglar in that matchup.
So true.
I don't know what Shinzao's doing. He's just kind of sitting around this red buff. Okay, it looks like he did have the timer for that, so stealing that right on cue.
Waiting for it to come up. The dog is sitting there waiting patiently, too.
Yeah.
How many Devour stacks is Shinzao at right now, exactly?
Currently at 22, which
22.
is pretty decent. If you get all 30 by 20 minutes, then you're doing very well. So I think this is pretty on course for getting it in a standard time. The next dragon will be really crucial to see if he can get that up for the next few fights.
Interestingly, Olaf actually has not gone to complete that Stalker's Blade and just... Oh wait, or is it actually completed? It is completed, my bad.
Yeah,
but he goes for the Dead Man's Blade first for that movement speed.
Yeah, Dead Man's play has been so good with champions that need mobility. You see it a lot on the Juggernauts like Darius and Garen, even though Garen does have pretty good gap closing. But on Olaf too, just being able to pop all of your abilities and run at them is really what Olaf does best.
Yeah, a lot of people just see Deadman's play and they just think, oh, Darius, oh, Garen. But, you know, there are other people around that use it. Olaf's trying to make that a thing now.
Oh man, another hook coming out from C9 high as balls. I think they're going to be able to get this kill fairly easily, but no, Green Vision actually jukes the Super Mega Death Rocket, and he flashes away! Are they going to be able to turn this around? Winnie the Pooh trying to get the kill. The Mana Barrier going to be protecting Blitzcrank a little bit. Very well played.
The man turned away after firing that rocket, thinking he had secured it.
Yeah, he didn't want to overextend from that. But, oh my god, speaking of overextending, Tristana flashes in, and that means Van the Man going to be able to pick up the kill onto her. I think Thresh should be fairly safe, though. Does he have the ultimate? He gets hooked under turret, and actually, Arena Vision is going to be throwing him in there, but gets hit by the zap and
will secure the kill for Olaf. And this AP Shinzao is doing work!
He did actually just finish the Sated Devourer, so he will have that for the game here on out.
Sated Devours with the Nashor's Tooth and all that healing. I guess that's why he went Nashor's Tooth over Rylize.
Right. And one thing that was pretty important in that fight is that, actually Forseti going in onto Young Dong, but I don't think he can do enough damage there.
That has been the theme of this mid lane.
Yeah, pretty much. But Shinzao did actually was standing on the Chombers and then flashed off them, which allowed him to pick that up. So, well played by both sides, but the timely roam from Shinzao and lack of map awareness on the red side. And actually, Spooknote going to be going back here. He does not have teleport up, so he might need to burn his ultimate to just try to wave clear this. You don't really want to go. You don't really want to die because Rumble has teleport, and that means that you can get a 5v4 at the Dragon Pit. So
exactly. There's a lot of red team pressure on this top lane right now. Oh, and GP flashes away. Oh, but it does not stop that hook.
Yeah, W Gong godlike right here. He is about to just take over these fights. He's holding 1,900 gold. That means he can finish his Leandries, and then build even more magic penetration.
I'm really excited to see this next dragon fight for speed. Really excited.
Yeah. And you can see Shinzao just sustaining so much, but WGOG, come on, man. Respect the 1v1.
No fair fights in WGOG top lane.
Yeah. Winnie the Pooh gonna be answering by trying to take down this red tier turret. And actually, Depsons lands on Van the Man. A return hook from Blitzcrank means that the re-envision was a little far forward, but the exhaust comes out. I think I'll be able to finish it off. No. Good positioning by Van the Man. Gonna be getting return autos, but here comes Tristana. I think I trade 1 for 1. She jumps in aggressively yet again. Barely gets the next auto and jumps out.
This is exactly what happens every single engage at bot lane, though. It's usually that. Oh, but you cleaned up. Yep.
He didn't even stop his dead man plate stacks. He just kind of walks through, thundering blow, and walks away.
Walks away. Yep. Drive by.
But yeah, that will be, they'll be getting the Skull Crab to set up for that dragon fight, and Shinzo is trying to wrap around the other side, but you really don't want to get caught outside of your team, because red side has so much pick power. Oh my gosh!
That Cho'Gath is actually taking damage for once. WGOG proving that Cho'Gath is a squishy champion.
Yeah, and very well calculated. The Ignite finishes off Blitzcrank, but Forseti finally gets the kill onto Cho'Gath.
He has been waiting for that for a very long time.
And a double kill. He's feeling pretty good about himself now that he has his Triforce Bilgewater. He can stick to the targets a little more easily.
Guess Shinzao was just waiting for the red buff to respawn again.
Oh yeah, there it is.
Well,
and I was talking about them getting split up there, and that's pretty much exactly what you saw. Fiora has so much ability to... Ooh, good repost. But Fiora has such good ability to just stick to targets now. And that means George W. Bush will be getting the dragon with the help of Jinx. Oh my gosh.
Shinzao got the ward.
WGOG becoming legendary, just 1v2ing that lane. Realizes that re-envision will not provide much of a threat because even if he gets hooked or flayed, his flame spitter will still be going off. So, calculated, takes another kill.
The presence WGOG just provides is just insane.
Yeah, another great equalizer. Brings him down to half health and actually uses the Zhonya's.
Great spitter just ticking off.
My god. You can see a lot of damage from Gangplank's barrels, but... Or the powder kegs, rather, but... It's just not enough to match how much Rumble is doing with this equalizer.
There is a lot of damage, it's just not fast enough for this Rumble burst.
Ooh, but actually they are standing on the cannon barrage. But they managed to burst down Cho'Gath. This Fiora does so much damage with when she hits the vitals. We'll see if Gangplank has enough wave clear with the powder kegs to keep them off the turret. But one single hook, that could be the end. You can see that. Oh my gosh. Now Olaf's going in with the Ragnarok. Gonna be able to walk through, get the kill, and walk away. He's actually thinking of taking the tower, and I'm not sure what Forseti's doing. Alright.
Forseti has enough mobility to just get out of there.
Well, actually, a flash in. Too bad Shinzao.
Here comes the sustainable Shinzao.
Yeah, if he had something like a Triforce, that might have been a kill, but not the case, as you can see. So, Hianius Bunnius.
After Shinzao engages, there's just no follow-up. He has to stick to his target, and then he just dashed away. Nothing he can do. Oh my god, have you seen this Rumble's farm though? 204 CS. The only one that beats him is the Cho'Gath, but Forseti has already matched that as well.
Yeah, a lot of times when you see people in the solo lanes get a lot of kills, they kind of trade that off for a lot of the CS if they're more focused on dueling, but WGOG being able to balance both of them, gets another kill onto re-envision. Actually, does he? It's gonna be ticking! Oh my gosh, he's at 23 health!
And he remembers the shield after.
Yeah. Turns out the Dark Passage and the heal from Tristana were pretty much all he needed, but yeah, WGOG, he's going man mode.
And now But red team sneaks in a turret.
Yeah, getting that map pressure to draw away from them. Shinzao gonna be killing off Olaf, but Jinx is still on the bottom side, pushing this inhibitor tower, and Tristana should not be walking up without backup, because she's gotten hooked in the past.
Is definitely in trouble right now, though.
Yeah, looks like a good wraparound from Shinzao will be able to knock her up and finish her off. They're gonna try to chase. I don't think they can really do it here, though.
No, they can't. Most of their engage comes from that hook, and that hook is back at base.
And you can see that blue side really doesn't have a lot of vision at all. And there's the hook. Gonna be another kill for the Jinx. Even though Shinzao has a lot of sustain, you need to get those autos off to do it. And when you get CC, that's just not an option.
Yep.
And actually, Olaf goes for the Bilgewater Cutlass. I think I disagree with that because you already have so much damage coming out from every single other position on the map that you probably just want to build more resistances.
Yeah, exactly. But I mean, he feels that Thresh and Cho'Gath provide enough meat to, you know, soak up the damage that he doesn't have to do that. But
yeah, it will allow him to split push a little better, but you already have a 1-3-1 threat with Rumble and Fiora in the side lanes, so I guess we'll see if they can make more skirmishes happen in the jungle. That could prove to be pretty useful.
yeah.
Now they are all rotating to the top side of the map, and they do realize they have a bottom lane pushing in, so Jinx is down there. I don't know if they can get this turret without an 80 carry. Oh my gosh! C9i's ball is so speedy.
Drank his Red Bull this morning.
He did indeed. Nice and oiled up for the hooks and the punches. Is he going to be able to land this one? He gets it on the re-envision. Actually backs up.
The hook goes. Wow, he is getting hooked.
Oh, that's kind of interesting. Unfortunately, Jinx is still on the bottom side, so I think Red Team is doing the correct thing here. Back off a little bit just to keep pressure on. But actually, no. Forsetti's getting caught out a little bit by Hyunia's Bunniest, but not enough burst from them.
That all completely misses too. The Shinzao ult is down.
Yeah, and the fact that Forsetti actually got away there kind of speaks back to the fact that they have pretty poor primary engage. And actually, Hook going over, he gets it onto re-envision. I don't even think they had vision on that.
But look at that Shinzao's health going up, but it's not enough against 3 enemy champions that are really bad.
Yeah, I think the MVP of this game here has really been the Blitzcrank, because despite everything else, he's consistently getting these hooks onto random people, especially people like the Thresh that are a little more immobile themselves once they get caught.
Jinx just been using this time to farm. Like, they could have punished this. It was basically a 5v4 at top lane, but...
And another hook goes on to the young Dong, but he flashes out after eating that Steam Golem. Tristana aggressively flashing in! Oh my god, I think he'll be able to kill W Gong. No, he's alive! He gets a double kill! My god.
This Rumble will not fall.
I was saying that Blitzcrank is the MVP, but W Gong is really giving him a run for his money because his individual plays have been so on point, knowing exactly the limits of his champions, and now they're going to get even 2 more kills. Get that inhibitor.
It's very sad. Almost 10k gold difference between these two teams right now.
Yeah. And if you look at where that gold is, Rumble's 3,000 gold up, Forsetti is 2,000 gold up, and Jinx is 2,000 gold up also, so it's pretty well spread evenly across all the champions in their matchups. So if anyone tries to duel any of their lane opponents, the red team is ahead in pretty much every facet at this point.
Hey, you forgot though, AP Shinzao, 200 gold ahead. 200 gold ahead of his counterpart.
That's true. I don't know if he'll be able to duel anyone. Maybe the Olaf, but because Olaf did just finish that Blade of the Ruin King, even that might be too challenging. Now they're just going to try to wave clear this mid lane. Because the top side has already been taken, they're pretty much on a timer. Actually, Shinzao flashes in. He's going to try to knock up W Gong, but W Gong has...
Oh, but this is not the right target you want to flash down into.
Yeah. Not only hooks the minion, but not only does W Gong do that much damage, and not only is Fiora there to follow up instantly, but W Gong also has a Zanya, so even in the best case scenario, he would have just Zanya'd and stayed alive anyways. So I think they're getting a little bit desperate to try to make things happen.
I'm not sure if that's desperation or W Gong is just having fun at this point. He kind of realizes this is kind of over. And Blitzcrank making a pick for his team.
And the Equalizer comes out, doesn't really hit anyone, but it's zoning the rest of the team to be able to...
The rest of the team, yep.
Yep, and that means that we'll get this inhibitor. The minions, super minions are banging on those Nexus turrets. This could be the end of the game.
I would have thought they would go for a safe play and get the Baron, but no, they are just picking apart the enemy team.
Yeah, they're all pretty much at full health except W Gong, who still has his Zanyas. So we'll see if... Actually, Forseti getting poked a lot by Winnie the Pooh. Exhaust comes out. That means that she can't fight momentarily. Is Blitzcrank going to land a hook? Remains to be seen. He's just going to go for the choke.
Oh, but the young dog is isolated from the rest of his team. But
Yeah.
will Godzilla go down today? No, he will not.
A good rocket jump to be able to escape that. And actually, Spook Nuke has so much damage with that now finished Infinity Edge and the pickaxe. Forseti going to try to heal in his ultimate. Not going to be enough. Blue team lives to breathe another day.
Exactly, but at what cost? They have lost both of their next.
Yeah, pretty much all red team has to do here is set up a couple wards around the Baron, take it, and end the game.
They don't even need to do it. They're 22 kills up.
And actually, Forseti coming out.
Gold ahead.
Forseti coming out with a little bit of trash talk there. Fiora scripts, yeah, sent him straight to the graveyard from the last fight.
Don't use scripts, kids.
Scripting is bad. Not even once.
Just like homework.
Yeah, well, you think I want to do homework on the first weekend of school? Please.
Nope. Labor Day, bitches.
Yeah. We
Come on
can't
now.
work. W still only has that one death. That's really impressive on a champion like Rumble, who is a little more dangerous because you don't have any escape tools.
Like you said it before, though, he has been very on point with his positioning and his Zanya uses.
Yeah.
That attributes to why he hasn't died yet. He should have died many times before. Most players in League of Legends just forget they have a Zanya and don't click it, including me, so.
Yeah, pretty much. I forget that too often as well. And actually, Blitzcrank's gonna go for the hook. Oh my gosh, look at that damage!
Oh, that Fiora just went smash.
Holy moly. And now it looks like C9 High's Balls wants a blue buff for himself, but it's gonna go to Van the Man. The legend himself.
I think C9 Highest Balls actually just cannot miss a hook at this point. He's just hitting everything.
He's so fast, he doesn't even need to hook. He can just walk up and get him with the fist. And actually a duel between Honey and Bunnius and nope, doesn't quite finish that off.
Well, that was a very sad duel.
Unfortunately for him, the fact that he's going AP means that this Spectre's Cal's doing a lot of work for Olaf. So they're pushing bottom while Jinx is just kind of having fun in the main base. Super minions are going to be trying to dive the fountain. This is going to be a game.
Flank is teleporting out of the base. He says, I do not want to be here, and I don't want to associate with this team.
He's just trying to join the other team, man.
24k gold lead. Yeah.
My
right.
god. If we look at the damage dealt to champions, Rumble absolutely melted everyone with his flame spitter. So, he was really on point.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
But yeah, those hooks were really what propelled the team to allow to win, because W Gong had so many individual outplays and clutch positionings in team fights, but Blitzcrank was really the one that started these engages and really got them from a state of what do we do now to okay, here's how we win.
Yes, exactly. Even in early lane phase, you could tell who was hooking better on red or blue team.
Yeah, there was a lot of trading of the hooks, although I think the fact that Van the Man did not have an escape on the Jinx was really important there, like you mentioned.
Well, as we see now for the magic damage dealt to champions, Xin Zhao doing a little over what Blitzcrank could do. So, I'm not sure AP Xin Zhao was the best choice here.
Yeah.
Not
Well,
bad.
he is trying it out. That was fun in-house. Well played,
Yeah.
everyone. Let's see if... Oh, looks like there's... Nope, game lobby is full. Hold on, I'll tell him to make room so we can join the spectators.
I'm gonna join them for a second and just see how they're doing after this game.
Alright. Yeah, Wgong actually saying that AP Shinzao was able to 1v1 him. I guess the directed camera did miss that, unfortunately, but yeah, so there's that, which is pretty surprising because Rumble, you can see, was pretty much destroying in team fights, so I guess the fact that a lot of times Blitzcrank was forcing situations where they had unfavorable trades meant that he couldn't really shine as much as he wanted to. And also, there was so much burst on the red side, it pretty much prevented Shinzao from being able to use that large amount of sustain. And blind pick again, so we'll see what the teams want to do. Hovering a lot. I guess we won't really know until people start locking in. But, very interesting first pick here on the Young Dong. I don't know if I want to say it just now. Hopefully nobody is stream ghosting. That's not well-mannered.
And I am back. It looks like Island Boy is substituting for someone, and Vol Caliber. I don't recognize those names exactly.
Yeah, Volcalibur and Stack are, I play with them a bunch. They are friends of Spook Nuke. And I remember Stack from the last tournament because he ran the Smite Blitzcrank bottom, which was very interesting to watch and very fun to see because you could just throw your hook and then while the hook is flying, smite a minion in front of it and it'll catch your opponents pretty much completely off guard.
Who have they replaced, though? They replaced Re-Envision and... There's two other people they replaced, I believe. Oh, wow, a lot of people actually left out.
Yeah. I'm not sure.
Don't remember.
Looks like we do have one lock-in on each side. Okay, here are the team comps. On the blue team, there is Yasuo, Braum, Killiang, Gragas... Wait, Killiang's not a champion, it's Zach.
Killiang is a champion, boy.
Gragas and Vayne. And on the other side, there is Alistar, Ashe, Yasuo, Garen, and Riven.
There is a lot of protection for this Vayne right here on this team. The Gragas, the Yasuo, the freaking Braum.
Yeah. Blue team has so much engage. But the one thing that really stands out to me in these is that purple team has no ability power, so...
Yeah, that is very important to note. They just need to build armor on blue team.
They do have the jungle Garen, so if Vayne gets pretty far ahead, he'll be able to use the true damage ultimate on her, but yeah, it's going to be pretty difficult to get over there because you have the Gragas explosive cast, you have Zac ultimate, Let's Bounce, as well as the Glacial Fissure.
Yep.
That being said, I do like the fact that Force City is on the Ashe this time because that allows their top laner Spooknuke to play the Riven. And from the top lane, you don't see Riven as much because you really want somebody that can engage very well, like Wgong on Gragas. Even though Gragas isn't very common top, just because he's played more in the jungle. Having your engaged passed on to your AD carry role will allow you to run much more creative team compositions.
This is true. The thing that I like to note about these two teams, though, there's only two champions that can effectively poke. well, maybe Braum too, but Gragas and Ashe are the only champions that can poke each other. This is going to be a very just insane team fight game.
Yeah.
Gonna be a lot of
If
team fighting. going
Wgong
on.
and Killiong can make some decisive calls, or Forseti or Island Boy on Alistar, those are the 4 champions that are really going to be dictating what happens in terms of how the fights go, because they're the ones that are pretty much going to be able to start them. And also, it'll be really important to see if Spooknu can get a good flank, because Riven does have a decent amount of gap closers, but it does require a little bit of flanking, especially when you have something like that. I'll link you the stream on... Well, I posted it in the group, but...
Oh, you have?
Yeah. Here, I'll link it to you.
Sorry, I don't use raid call very often. Very, just downloaded it today.
It was in the Facebook group, sorry.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Is that a Yasuo support? No. He's just running exhaust for the duel. Yeah. Forgot there's a Braum. Sorry, I just looked at that and it kind of caught my eye. I would not put it past the young dog. Has a lot of very interesting champion decisions. He played right after Sion's rework. He instantly decided to just play Sion in the support role because his shout was so high in damage.
You know, sprint speed. There were a lot of people that said that it couldn't be done, but it always happens in League of Legends. That's why I love this game.
Oh, baby. And actually, Fnatic Gragas, not a skin you see very often, but I do have to commend him on that. I love all the World Championship team skins.
Forseti on Team Foreskin yet again. They win the USD Warriors. Just
Man, they even have a project skin in Flavor with the Month and the Arcade Ribbon to give a shout out to the login screen.
They even have a Project Yasuo named Sack. This is just
And
beautiful.
you know, the team with 4 skins last game, they won the game. So
Yeah.
seems
Tips
like
to-
that might help them this game yet again.
Tips to win in League of Legends. Buy a lot of skins. How you do it.
Pretty much. That being said, Dread Knight Garen is the free skin you get when you follow Riot Games on Twitter. So if you guys have not done so, you can do that and get unlock Garen for free as well as get that skin. But it is still a skin. It looks pretty cool. Probably my favorite free skin.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do want to see if this Vayne Braum lane can be pretty aggressive, because Vayne is one of the champions that can actually kill Alistar even through his ultimate. And Ashe has no escape as champion herself, so when you have somebody like Zac ganking who can do it from so far away, Red Team really needs to keep their vision control up. Yeah.
Hold on. I am going to be right back on the stream. So
Alright.
keep doing you, Rosa.
I'll keep doing me. In terms of level 1 invades, which is something that hopefully we'll be getting into shortly. Looks like Rita GG is still at 80%. Rita, please. I think Blue Team does have the favor because they have Braum and Gragas, who are almost unparalleled in their ability to duel at level 1, just because you get the concussive blows from Braum, and body slam flash into 5 people on Gragas is so useful. Whereas you do still have Riven on the other side, but they just don't have as much lockdown. Alistar will help a little bit. I think they'll probably just play safely. You saw that the red team with C9 Highs, spearheaded by C9 Highs balls, did invade very early, but I don't know if that'll be the case. Obviously, you don't want Vayne spearheading this game. We are in. I do like the new replay client. Once again, actually, that is a Gragas top. I put him in the wrong place for a second. And let's throw these people around there. Alright, we are into game. I am pretty curious to see how the Garen jungle will do. I imagine that with the spinning, the judgment was changed a little bit for Garen's spin to win, so it now scales better with levels. So later on, he'll be able to clear a little more easily, I believe. But I don't know. I haven't really seen it before, so that is something I'll be curious to see. And if you would excuse me 1 second, I do have my phone ringing at the moment. I apologize for that. Alright. This game will be starting. Garen doing some push-ups on his head. You know, just Garen things. I don't know if you guys have ever tried that. Actually, Sack going in, he gets hit by a body slam, and he's gonna jump over the wall. Wow, really comfortable on that champion. Being able to have the presence of mind to jump over the wall in the middle of that fight. Yeah, Riven saying pro Yasuo, giving a shout out to his buddy Sack. The Spook Sack combo. We'll see if they are able to get some of that Riven Broken Wings knockups for him. But yeah, they will be going back and healing back up. Looks like, okay, I don't think they got extra gold yet because he did just start the Ancient Coin. Obviously, you don't really want the Frostfang first item on Alistar because he cannot really harass very well. But Garen actually going to be starting this by himself. Doesn't look like For City is giving him a leash at all. Pretty BM if you ask me. Come on, man. You should help out your jungle lane. Now we actually see the Yasuo v Yasuo lane. This is going to be pretty interesting. Who is better, robots or humans? This could be a precursor, to the future fate of humanity, and going to be very important for this. The Young Dong taking a lot of damage from Sack, but because he did actually start the Steel Tempest instead of the dash. And that means that Sack is able to just kind of jump around him really freely, and you can see that's proving to be the superior first ability. And the Young Dong is not quite level 2 yet, so he's going to have to be very passive. And actually, Sack goes in, gets an AoE Steel Tempest, and now he has the knockup for being aggressive. He lands it, and oh my gosh, actually, I don't know if you guys just saw that in the top lane, but W Gong uses Body Slam in the mid-jump from Riven to interrupt her third Broken Wings. So, we saw him really comfortable on the Rumble, really comfortable again on this Gragas. And that just really takes knowledge of the matchup to execute successfully. He will be trading fairly well with that Riven, and he does actually have more points in the utility tree because he did get that biscuit. Is Volcalber gonna die to the red buff? Oh my gosh. Please. And then Sack gets the first blood. He's like, the guy on my team died? Alright, time to put on my carry pants. Gets the first blood. Corsetti says he's a little salty, but you can't milk those, man. You just gotta go with it. Hopefully, they can still stay alive in that lane. We'll see what happens in the coming minutes. Now, Spooknook gonna be trying to go aggressive onto W Gong. Good job going down under the minions so that you can't really get him with the body slam unless you flash. And W Gong did not really want to flash for a random trade. He does not have enough to finish her off. But you can see that mid lane might be a problem. Although the Yasuo with the first blood did start Avarice Blade, which is usually a pretty standard start for Yasuo because it allows you to get a little more extra money and build into an early static Shiv. However, it does not provide you a lot of combat stats, so in a mirror matchup where the balance of the lane can be so tricky, not having combat stats might mean that the Young Dong could have an opening to win, but oh my gosh, the gank coming in from Zac, gonna be able to clean up that kill onto the Alistar, and they did not really have any ward coverage there, so unfortunate for them. Forsetti just gonna be chilling at his turret, looking at his bow, admiring the craftsmanship on that as the queen of the Freljord. I don't know if she can even stay with this turret. Killian gonna be trying to dive in. He does have the passive on Zac, so Oh my gosh, Rita GG does get that kill. Gonna be protecting against Volcalber, but this is a 3v1. I don't think Volcalber wants to stay over here. Are they gonna be able to get the kill? Volcalber gonna be trying to run away, and a good tumble from Vayne. Gonna be able to pick that up. And here comes Alistar. Does not quite get the combo. It's important to note that the headbutt speed was changed, so it is very different to land the combo now. And C9 High's ball still had his flash, able to get 4 kills in that early game. Huge play by the bottom side of the blue team. And that was pretty funny. Braum jumping in and Zach swapping out. So we'll see if Zach is going to be able to push his lead in the mid lane enough to make up for that huge lead that C9 High's balls does have already. And Killiong, wow. Don't freaking tax me, Sack. He's getting a little salty there. Sack is on the other team, so a little angry that Sack was taking some of his minion farm. Young Dong gets hit by another Steel Tempest, but Sack does have a little slightly lower HP. Gonna be trying to smack each other back and forth, and uses the wind wall for the only thing he can do in that lane, which is to block that third Steel Tempest from going off. And you can see Spook Nuke does have a little bit more control in the top lane. W-Gong is surviving just fine, but Riven was able to push it in, and that might make W-Gong susceptible to a lane gank by Garen. But actually, Sack just going in on this. I think he did land a crit there, so that Avarice Blade proving to be quite useful. Of course, his passive will double the amount of critical strike chance you get on that item. So Vayne just going to be coming back down here. Meanwhile, you see pretty much everyone grouping mid. They realize how important it is for Yasuo to get an advantage onto Yasuo. But actually, Sack goes in. He has to flash out. And then Yasuo kills Yasuo. Yeah, the Young Dong critically getting 1 kill. And actually, he gets onto Forsetti. Ooh, Winter's Bite does land, but I don't think they really want to tower dive that, especially with Volcalber on Garen. He would be able to silence them, so they play that a little more safely, but they pick up another kill for their mid laner. And nice job by the Braum being able to roam over with the Zac, so trying to extend their leads in the other lane to be able to help out their mid lane. Meanwhile, that whole time, C9 High's balls was getting that bottom turret. So Ashe being in the mid lane meant that they couldn't really keep pushing that, but they traded the bottom turret for it instead. And in a lane like Ashe and Alistar, if you don't have your turret, that's going to be really dangerous to continue farming in that lane. They do have a pink ward, which I think is very important for this. But even then, you can just have somebody path around the blue buff and come gank if you really want to. And somebody like a Zac can do that very easily. He is pretty comfortable in the jungle. If he gets in a hairy situation, he can just bounce his way out of there. Both Sack and the Young Dong going to be proccing their flow, getting the shields off from that, and have no real consequence to this. Actually, Sack dashing through the minions really, really well, very smooth on that Yasuo. So going to be getting a little bit of an advantage there. And now Vayne is actually going to be coming in. They're going to roam from the bottom side after pushing it up. Is Sack going to be able to get away? They actually use the Scrying Orb, and Winter's Bite gets blocked by the wind wall. So Sack practicing his dash a little bit, seeing if he can get over that wall, but can't really. Luckily for him, it is not a very crucial point in the game for that. So he's still safe. Gonna try to save this tower. I think his wind wall is still on cooldown. Yep. 4 seconds left on that, so he can't really defend the turret at all. Now that it's up, he might want to throw that out, prevent Vayne from being able to auto it, but on the other side, Rita GG also has a wall. Actually, they get knocked up under turret. The Glacial Fissure comes out, and now Zac has to bounce outside after popping his ultimate. So there's just a bunch of ultimates coming out from both sides, but nothing really happened. And importantly, the Glacial Fissure is down, but actually he gets the knockup onto the Alistar, but Alistar headbutts him out of there, and Garen coming through with the Demacian Justice. C9 High's balls gets a good juke with his tumble. They lose the turret, but get 3 kills out of it for the red side. Now, C9 High's Balls comes up with a pretty difficult task, and sadly, Alistar, please report Donger and Ali. Zach, I think he's just trolling here. But, unfortunately, that Alistar doesn't really seem to be comfortable with the new headbutt speed thus far, because we haven't really seen that many combos with it so far. He did have that one right in front of the turret before they did that second engage, but we have also seen him miss it a couple times, so they're just talking to them. Spook, Nuke, and Killian friends, just giving some easy banter. You're solo queue is bronze 1. We'll see who gets the better of them, Zach versus Riven. I think Riven wins that matchup, but actually Forsetti going into the C9 High's Balls, he condemns them into the minions! Forsetti flashes forward to try to kill it, but not enough. And actually, I think I hear an echo, unfortunately. So I might switch raid call channels real quick. But, yeah, you can really, 4-kill Vayne, nice, is what, Forsetti says. Getting a little bit salty there. Forsetti is known in the, club community to not maybe have the slowest temper, so we'll see if that plays a part. Hopefully it doesn't go quite on tilt. All cooldowns are up for both teams, except for, I think, yeah, some of the summoners onto Vayne. But now, actually, Spookno gonna be trying to kill W Young, but a great explosive cast lets him get out of there scot-free. And he'll just back up, be able to continue to wave clear. And that's really what you want to do on Gragas. You just build up, get that Rod of Ages, because when the team fights start, you can have so much more of an impact with your explosive cask. Or maybe not so much more of an impact, but it's much easier to have a good impact on a fight on Gragas with your explosive cask than it is with Riven, who you need to have great flanks on. Now they are just going to be wave playing mid, but this is what I was talking about. Killian gets a gank onto Forsetti. As Ashe, he doesn't really have any escape options, and are they going to be able to get Forsetti? Oh my gosh, the auto attack gets interrupted, but Killian picks that up. Garen is here to get the Demacia and Justice return kill on them. You can see that does do a lot of damage, but now here is C9 High's Balls. He is pretty fed, as you can see, and the Condemn doesn't quite stun Island Boy into the wall, so he's going to try to walk away, but Vayne wants the beef. She gets it. Nice burgers coming out for the blue side, and Spook, are you going to get the flank? Full Caliber's running in for the follow-up. He actually pops Judgment a little bit early. But, Zach actually laughing at them. Look at his arms flopping around. My God! Somebody popped that giant water balloon, boy. Oh my gosh, actually Spookno wants to do just that. He gets condemned into the wall, but Killian is still going to go down and pop his passive. Forsetti's here. Where's the arrow? It was just used. So he's going to have to just follow up with his auto attacks, and that is one thing Ashe is good at. He should have 5 stacks of Ranger's Focus now. Is he going to be able to get those empowered autos off? Gets another hawk shot to keep vision. Where is the Ranger's Focus? Okay, it's just coming off cooldown. I think he might have popped it a little bit early there. But actually, Island Boy again doesn't quite get the headbutt pulverized combo onto Vayne, and that allows him to get hit by the explosive cask and die under turret. Spookno going to be hiding in this bush. Surely there could be nobody in this bush waiting to kill them, right? Well, so Spookno's in for a big surprise. What? No, the surprise comes out for C9 High's Balls, and now he's going to be trying to get out. Gets a 3-man knockup. I don't think he's going to be able to stay alive here. He does get a lot of damage before going down, though. Now here is Sack trying to kill Zach, but that's alright, because Zach is just coming in, and now they get a double kill. Oh my gosh, Yasuo is just flying around this fight while Forsetti's getting free damage off the autos, but a body slam on the side into a perfect flash means that they get a double knockup onto them, and now Killian is so huge, literally huge in terms of his HP. I don't know if he'll be able to kill Zach, but we'll see if this is it. The critical strike comes out from Yasuo. I think he's gonna get it. Yes! Zach is unstoppable. Karen just saying, what is going on? That was a huge 5v5 fight in the bottom side. Like Cabal mentioned earlier in the Champion Select, so much fighting from these teams want to fight so much, and neither of them have that great disengage. You do have the Alistar and maybe the Gragas or Braum, but they've all pretty much been using it offensively. So huge trades coming out there. Everyone was playing so well. You saw the knockups from Zac and Yasuo on both sides trying to just dash around, get as many of their own knockups as they can, while Grag is coming in with that really nice side body slam into the flash, knowing that the reason why he went toward the side instead of toward them before he flashes, because when you do it where nobody is, then you can guarantee that it won't get stopped prematurely. And actually Zac just finds the Young Dong out by himself. He might be able to get a solo kill. The arrow comes out from Forseti, gonna be hitting Killiong, and now Killiong gets headbutted in. He's just flopping his noodly arms. Unfortunately, baits Rita GG into another death, so suddenly three people down for the blue side. They're gonna be able to push this turret. And with Yasuo here, okay, they are going to be rotating toward Dragon instead. I don't know if Forseti wants to stay around here. He did already use his ultimate, and C9 Highest Balls does have a finished Blade of the Rune King with the Brutalizer, so that would be tons of damage that he would have to risk staying there. But now Zac does steal their red buff, and he could have stayed in this bush and tried to kill Vayne himself if he wanted to, but going to go for a safer play, get Dragon, and pick up the CS mid. Gong. We talked about how it would be easier for Gragas to have a major impact, but in that fight, Spooknook was in the middle of the team because none of these champions were really using their abilities very defensively. She was just able to kind of walk around and get in there, try to get a 3-man knockup, and do as much as she can. In the end, though, it looks like Gong might be going down here. The body slam does get away, but no, the red buff that he just stole is going to be enough for Zac to get the kill. He is godlike now. How did that happen? All of a sudden, just snowballing kills out of nowhere, and they're going to be picking up this topside turret. Killian going to be sitting around, but it's so low, I think he's just going to laugh at him and walk away. Yeah, keep laughing, man, but next time you pop like a water balloon, don't come crying to me. And actually, Zac gets a really nice knockup, but here comes the other Yasuo, and he gets a knockup. And, oh my god, Zac was trying to avoid the ledge bounce, but here comes Riven. Spooknook gets a double stun. Actually, they're going in. Spooknook coming through, helping out his friend. A really good dance around from Zac there, trying to stall out the lockdown as long as he possibly could. It allowed Riven to have enough time to come around, and Gong was not there. He could, I think his teleport was still up, but he decided not to use that. And that resulted in another double kill. Or at least another 2 kills. I don't think it was a double kill because he was already 8-1. But that gives them even more control in the top side if Riven or Yasuo want to split push. And it might be really difficult if Red Team decides to set up a lot of vision control and do some sort of 1-3-1 strategy. They still have all the inner turrets up, so it's a lot of gold on the map that they can still pick up. But instead, it looks like they're going to be grouping mid with a 1-4 split push. No, actually Yasuo is going to be coming in. Interesting decision there. He does have the Triforce and the Static Shiv instead of going for maybe a Blade of the Ruin King. And the Blade of the Ruin King would allow you to split push a little bit better, but the Triforce gives you a little bit more burst, obviously, with the Sheen. And the Zeal component will give you more crit. Yasuo benefits so much from that with his passive, obviously. So, looks like they're just all walking around middle lane. Actually, Spooknook is coming around from behind. This could be a great flank if she decides to go in right now. Where is the knockup from Alistair? There's a 3-man knockup. Spooknook needs to go in right now. Rita GG is already down. I don't even think she got to use her Glacial Fissure. And now Zac is just dancing around a huge Let's Bounce, but comes out too little, too late. Damashi Injustice finishes up that pile of puddle. Or a puddle of tears, rather, not pile of puddle. That doesn't really make much sense. But now, actually, Gong kills Alistar. He just wanted a little bit of a snack before going back to the base. And so many of these champions are so low. If Zach had been able to get that let's bounce off in the middle of that fight and followed up with a last breath from the Young Dong, that could have gone completely the other way. But that just goes to show how good the chain CC was from both these teams. They had the Alistar 3-man knockup with the last breath on Sack, and then the Riven AoE stuns and knockups galore. So really well coordinated by the red side, and blue team just, I believe they even had that warded. Yeah, they just walked up mid lane, and they probably should have exited this way, given up that turret. They might have given up the inhibitor turret, but I think going back here was the wrong decision, as we just saw. So Vayne's gonna be trying to push the bottom side, but now Sack actually tries to go aggressive onto her. Yasuo comes out, uses the Glacial Fissure, but C9 High's balls isn't even staying here. They need better communication. Rita GG wanted to fight, but C9 High's balls saw that the Riven was coming with their ward in the tri-bush, but actually Sack uses the minion wave to pick up another kill. 12-1 now. He is legendary. This is the reason why I personally really hate fighting in mirror matchups, because once one person gets ahead, it's so hard to get back into the game. And Spooknook actually just using the back to bait out the Zac knockup, and now they're all going in. Garen uses his ultimate a little bit prematurely. The Ashe arrow does miss, but here comes Sack. He's just 1v2ing in the back line. They're gonna go down, but there are 3 people still up on the red side over here. W Gong is at full health, though. He is ready to party, getting that drunken rage through. Throws in a barrel for safety. Gonna be waiting for Braum, but now here comes Ashe. Also, I don't think blue team wants to fight this now because it's a 3v4. Even though they have a little more health, a good barrel slows up that Talisman of Ascension. But actually now Braum goes in, tries to save him. Is the Unbreakable Shield enough? No, it is not. And actually, here comes Spooknook, gonna be picking up that kill. He's unstoppable. He's 7-1. Blue team just continues to overextend a little bit too much, and now W Gong staying on this turret. I don't know if he can survive. The rest of his team is here now with Yasuo and Vayne. That's who he needs to try to turn this around, and it looks like it might work. The exhaust comes out on the Volcalibur, and Vayne even pops your Blade of the Ruin King, so Yasuo gonna get a double kill. That'll mean he's 4-8. Gonna be able to fight a little bit against his Saki counterpart, even though he's still 4,500 gold down. 4,300, I should say. That is an entire item up that Sack has in terms of a lead. And now Sack's just gonna 1v2 the Young Dong, and oh my gosh. That is the power of that Trinity Force burst. And he even has another BF, so we're gonna be building toward that Infinity Edge. So much damage in the team fights from him. Because he is so far ahead, he doesn't even need anything like a Blade of the Ruin King to be able to duel. And the Young Dong built a Thornmail, which is curious to... I mean, a Thornmail is what you want against the enemy team because they are all attack damage, but you don't really want that as your second item. You get the static shift first on Yasuo so that you can have more poke and burst in the lane, as well as wave clear to put more map pressure on the enemy turret. But then after that, you still need damage so that your abilities do damage. You can't always rely on the crits from the static shiv, even though it does give Yasuo a 40% crit chance. If you don't have a lot of AD, the crits aren't even going to do that much anyways. So he really needs to get some more of that auto attack damage out. We'll see if he's really able to duel anyone. I don't think he can because they're so far ahead. Maybe Ashe, because Ashe is still fairly far behind. 30 kills and Ashe only has 1 of them, so unfortunate for the Forseti here. Getting a little salty, but they're... Oh, okay, W Gong does get the blue buff, so red team does not add insult to the injury. Although, honestly, if blue team tries to face check into this Baron pit, this might be pretty insulting to their KDA. And the Young Dong gonna be trying to... Actually, Forseti gets knocked away from the explosive cask. I think W Gong was trying to knock him into the team there, but instead saves him, and now they're diving the turret. Volcalibur is so tanky. He has the villain marked as the Young Dong on Yasuo, so if you can get over there that would be pretty disastrous for him. Garen is especially good against Yasuo, but actually a 3-man knockup from the blue team, and that means that the Young Gun will be trying to go in, but Volcalibur does use the ultimate, and now Vayne is still at full health. I think they're going to be able to clean this up here. Oh my god, so that was a really good knockup, but just not enough damage coming out from the, not enough, what's it called? Not enough peel from the red side to be able to save their Ashe, and they're really clumped together there. Sorry about the inability to speak there real quick, but they're actually on the Baron now. Spooknook wants to get another kill. C9 Highballs isn't gonna have any of that. He's gonna go in straight against Spooknook, and Spooknook actually flashes away. You saw Vayne turn around really quickly, but does this mean that they have to give up the Baron? Ashe ult is coming in. If that comes in, that's gonna kill somebody. Oh my god! And the C9 Highballs, you need to tank these autos. Okay, he comes in at the last second, saves his team. Looks like Cabal is back with me.
Hello.
Corsetti, so sad he could not get that kill. But a good heal and positioning from C9 Highballs. And you can see, even though that last fight at the top side was a huge conglomeration of just AoE and damage, C9 Highballs was staying behind the Braum unbreakable and able to get free autos off, and he came out of that at full health. Now Killian gonna be
coming back to the stream that's late. All of the kill counters are showing up sequentially, so people are still dying on my screen apparently. Like
yeah,
Yasuo
well,
died. Vayne
there's
died.
been a lot of action.
21 to 31, I can see that.
Yeah. I do like the build path that Alistar has gone this game. When you're this far ahead, well actually they just lost a lot of their lead, but they're still 5,000 gold ahead, and they have the 15-3 Yasuo. So getting that Righteous Glory and Talisman of Ascension means that the blue side really can't disengage if they want to. But now, actually a great setup from blue side. They're going to be able to completely delete Yasuo. That's going to be a large majority of their damage, and Vayne going to be backing up to be able to get free kills onto the enemy team again. Really nice setup from the blue side. That means they get a free ace? No, Forsetti's on the bottom
because
side.
Forsetti's still at bottom. I honestly thought Red had an advantage there because they could have actually sandwiched them inside the Baron pit, but Yasuo is too far forward and Forsetti is still down in bot lane.
Yeah, that was just
Really
just poor decision making from the Ashe. I mean, you have the Hawk Shot, and if you're an AD carry, you can even opt for that blue trinket. So they should never have to be able to actually face check that Baron. But the fact that he was on the bot side and didn't even send his Hawk Shot over meant that Yasuo just walked in and died. Also, very good reaction from Wgong to be able to engage instantly on the Yasuo, and the rest of his team to follow up so that they didn't have any chance of turning that Baron fight around. Now you can see Vayne is 8-3, so she is more fed than the Riven in terms of kills at least. She does actually have a little more gold too.
When I rejoined the stream, you know, I thought Red Team was winning. They were about 10 kills up and 7,000 gold ahead. Now after that one Baron and that misplay by Red Team, Blue Team is back in the game.
Yeah, this is a pretty much completely open. You can see that even though blue side hasn't got any of the turrets in the top lane, since they have Baron, they could just easily go up there and get a little more of that map pool. Alistar are gonna have to flash out. And even though they did just come back a little bit, they can't really afford to split push because the solo lanes on the red side are still that strong. They really need a good engage on the Zac, except Zac is actually going to the top side, so they're going to lose a lot of this map pressure that they built up. Riven's going to be able to clear the bottom, and I think they're just going to go for a top turret.
Seems like the whole blue team is rotating top, yeah, for that outer turret. Going for the easy pick.
They will give up the dragon for this, though, if red team is aware. They do ping that, and I think that's just a trade that they're willing to make. They ping the inner turret, too, so they want to call red team on this shot calling.
Oh, but Yasuo is engaging on Wgong. And a beautiful ult by Wgong to push him away.
I think I'm a little behind. I'm just going to catch up real quick. Okay. Okay, sorry. But the Zac actually goes in, gets that let's bounce onto a lot of the champions. And again, C9 High's balls is completely untouched in this fight. He's just going in onto Forseti. Alistar tries to knock him into the turret, but I don't know if it'll be enough.
Seem like he'll be able to get it. Oh, but the Yasuo in with the save.
Oh my god. And actually, Yasuo kills Vayne. That's pretty hilarious. But yeah, they do still get that second inner turret. If they're able to get out of this safely, then they'll be completely worth for the blue side, trading 1 kill for 2.
Oh, and that perfect setup by the Alistar.
Yeah. Here comes Spook Nuke. Is she going to be able to gap close enough? Yasuo just jumps through, gets that kill. That Triforce movement speed off the Phage going to be pretty important in catching
Blue team
up
is
there.
just getting picked apart for staying way too long here on the red side.
Yeah, and like I said, that movement speed on Alistar, they can just follow for days. Although, I don't know if they'll be able to cross over these walls. But here comes Sack. He actually uses the Steel Tempest to get the Phage movement speed buff on the blue buff. And jukes the body slam from Gragas. And now they're going to go onto the Young Dong. A good explosive cast, but I don't know if it's going to be enough.
Oh! My. What just happened?
They both hit each other and trade 1 for 1. Overall, I think that's better for blue side, though, because they are going to have more reinforcements coming from the base. And their Yasuo was not quite as strong as Sack. But here comes C9 High's balls onto Forseti. Are they going to be able to... Oh my god. Vayne is just auto-tagging. And yeah, outskilled by the auto-attacks.
Yeah. I mean, Vayne just duels so much better than Ashe. I mean, arguably Ashe could do better if she had the ult, but Brahm's there too. There's just no contest.
Yeah, it kind of makes me wonder why Ashe didn't even try to ult. Obviously, Vayne with Flash could dodge that, but she didn't even try. Just kind of sat there and died.
You saw the Braum and was just like, oh, too much. I accept my fate. But Vayne is the villain, so we will see if Garen does get his vengeance.
This is true. Because blue team has been the instigators of all these fights, though, a lot of times what we've seen is that, I guess you haven't been watching a lot of the mid-game stuff, but basically, Zac and Gragas will engage, and the entire fight will happen in the middle of the blue team. So Vayne just stands behind the Braum shield and is pretty much gets away scot-free.
Yeah, this is exactly what I said. There is just so much protection for this Vayne right now. They all go in, and Brahm's standing there, and Vayne stands behind him. Now these team fights will go.
And also, as we get closer and closer to the end game, you can see that the Yasuo on blue side is picking up his own Blade of the Ruin King. Once he starts getting those items, he can start to close the gap from that laning phase, but it's still a long ways away. He's actually going tank Yasuo. After that Thorn Melt into a random, and actually Zac goes in, he gets a huge knock-up on most of the team, and then follow up with the Glacial Fissure, and a Braum shield protecting Vayne once again. Forseti gonna be trying to do what he can.
Oh, man.
But C9 High's balls actually gets stunned by the Spook Nuke. Is he gonna go down? No, Garen was not able to gap close well enough, and now Forseti and Garen are the only ones alive because Zac is about to fall too. Are they gonna be able to avenge Zac? Remains to be seen.
What's surprising about this fight was that was a clear win for blue side, but for somehow they didn't win even with that Zac engage.
Yeah.
Not ahead.
They really split up because when Sack was focusing Vayne, Vayne has been pretty much their whole cleanup.
Oh, Gragas still continuing this chase.
And he is silent, so he's not going to be able to turn this around just yet, but Full Caliber takes so much damage from that Drunken Rage. And Forseti going to be sticking around pretty close. That Explosive Cask is up. He does not have Flash, but he does have the Body Slam if he wants to gap close with it. There it is! Gets the kill.
Oh, relentlessly pursuing the Ashe. Was also another thing that was surprising.
Hello? Hello? Okay, well, it sounds like he just cut off there. But, meanwhile, Spookner gonna be trying to duel the Young Dong. They do have the backup, but both the supports, a good knockup from Alistar. Tries to stop Rita GG, but here comes Sack. Gonna be able to pick up that kill. That might be another one if they manage to clean up Rita GG, but a good Glacial Fissure will slow them down from the chase. Does Alistar pop all of his movement speed buffs? No, they're just going to go for the Baron now. They do not have the Young Dong. You can see that the blue team does not have that much ward coverage on the to get in here. They do have that one in the Pixel Bush, but it will not quite be enough. And I don't think blue team's even going to contest this.
Speed.
That's all good. And Sack going to be coming over now, so I don't think blue team wants to do this without their Yasuo, but looks like they're going to be trying as at least. Killian goes in. Who's going to get the smite on the Baron? Looks like blue team actually does get it. Where is Vayne? That's my question. Forsetti is already here. Vayne is not in this fight. That means that Forsetti can just go ham on this enemy team, but Vayne is still kind of going untouched. Alistar knockup does not go
finally falls.
Yeah, actually Forsetti misses the arrow.
Whipped.
And jumping on flashes over, picks up Ashe. Does that mean C9 High's balls can clean these two up? This is going to be super difficult because Garen can just silence Ashe, or silence
But
Vayne.
here comes the Young Dong.
A teleport coming in, yeah. Oh my god, Spook Nuke does have the home guards. Are they going to be able to get him? No! A 3-man knockup from the Young Dong. He's going to try to get out of here. That Randuin Zolman proving pivotal in how long he can stay alive, but here comes the knockup. Finally, a double kill for Sack. And that's going to be the ace.
That was a 2-second ace right there.
Yeah, pretty much. They do have the control of the map if they want to grab their 4th dragon, but Killian with a great smite picks up the Baron. At least for the red side, all the Baron buffs are gone from the enemy team, so not too much to worry about in that regard, but that will give them a bunch of gold to keep it a fairly even game in terms of gold on both sides.
Blue team will concede this dragon, though, to the red.
Yeah, and that's going to be really important because at 42 minutes... Ooh, actually, Killian's going to be trying to get this. He goes in a little bit early, did not have a ward to put in. Unfortunately, that's what happens when you go for the sweeping lens, and I think he's going to try again if he sits over here.
I can't blame him at this point. He wants that first dragon for his team. Whoa, that was...
And now they swap positions, but now the dragons have full health, so Killian doesn't even want to be in here anymore. He's just going to get popped and has to burn the flash.
Tanking it for the red team.
Luckily, Rita GG did put a ward down, so you can try to get it if he does. And he picks it up! That's going to delay the 5th dragon. That is going to be huge for the next closing of the game, but he does go down for it. Now blue team just wants to get out of there. C9 High's ball's getting a little close. You need to run, buddy.
Oh, that Ashe arrow coming in for the snipe.
Ooh, almost, but not quite.
Activate.
They did have the pink ward in that entrance to the red buff area, so C9 High's balls was able to kind of juke back around and dodge it. So that is going to give them a lot of extra attack damage and ability power for their subsequent fights, as well as give them a little more time to catch back up in items. And you can see the Young Dong on Yasuo already has 5 items, so once he gets the last one, his score isn't going to matter at all because he'll be at full build.
Exactly.
However, on the other side, that means that Forsetti will be also approaching full build, whereas Vayne is already almost there herself, so the longer they wait... Actually,
almost there. Still has a BF sword. She still has to complete that.
Yeah, so at the moment if they fight, you can see Forsetti actually only has 3 items, so that is a huge discrepancy in damage output, especially because it is also Vayne versus Ashe. And Ashe does do a lot of damage and compared to... I mean, she is on the higher end of the damage spectrum with their new Ranger's focus, but she's hurting this game.
Yeah. I'm surprised red team's not trying to pressure a fight where they have more ward control, but I guess blue team's pulling them towards their base where they don't get to see as much.
Yeah, I think they're a little cautious because Zach keeps getting these fantastic engages on them, and they don't want to get completely wombo comboed yet again. They have Ashe for this next fight though.
Oh, and here is that Zach engage.
Yeah.
Completely pulls them off those wards.
Yeah, so red team gonna back up here, gonna go for the more easily accessible bottom turret, although their rotation's a little slow, so I'm not gonna be... And going the other channel. Alright, so... Are you freaking kidding me? I muted him. Thank you very much, Zach, for that police siren. But, yeah, they are going to be actually getting this bottom turret. It looks like 3 people did go down there. Whoops. But yeah. And so, Forseti will be going through. That's 3 kills. They get the inhibitor. This might be the game right now. But yeah, Nexus turret's falling down. They don't have anything left. And I think that should be the game. No, Killian gonna be trying to go in on this. He's pretty tanky, but not tanky enough. W-Gong on the side, gonna do what he can, but he cannot save it. Very well played by both teams. Blue team had such a good swing in the mid game to try to come back from that. Thank you, Zach, for coming in with a random ass police siren and confusing us. But at any rate, that was the game. We can let me switch it back and we can look at the damage dealt. See, my God. Yep, that is pretty much what I expected. W-Gong again from the top lane doing the most damage on his team. He's really come through in both these games, but Sack on the Yasuo was so strong.
You can clearly tell which Yasuo did the job better. Sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry,
in that mirror matchup, we get so difficult to come back once you fall behind, so... Yeah, Sack definitely did perform better.
Interestingly enough, though, Forseti 2 and 8 was getting punished by that Vayne, but still manages to keep it together and get.
Yeah, and a couple of those fights where blue team was, I think that was lagging a little bit, but in a couple of those fights where that blue team used to get back into the game, Forseti was either not with the team or he got caught up in the Zac ultimate and stuff. So probably wanted to stay a little farther back or just stay with the team a little more when he was split pushing, for instance. So, but in the end, this team came through. He did the damage that he was asked to do. So, well, he did a little damage.
All good.
It's all good. All right. I think I might be done for now. Oh my gosh, there's a lot of people online.
Wow, these are a lot of viewers.
Oh, I'm in the UMCP chat.
Oh, yes.
If you guys are not in the University of Maryland College Park League of Legends chat, you can go right here and create or join a public chat room. Just type in UMCP, and when you do it, you can auto join on startup, so that whenever you log on, you can just come in and see if anyone is in the game. Yes. Can I increase my mic volume? I believe I can. Okay, I think that should be a little better in terms of mic volume. Hello? Alright. That should be a little louder for the microphone. Hi, Twitch. Hello. Sneaky, sneaky. Alright, thank you, Island Boy, for the suggestion. I think I had it turned down because sometimes when I scream it kind of blurs together. But if you think it's better like this, then I will keep it that way. Do I get a chance to reg noobs? Indeed. Let's see. I'm not sure if I'm going to... BM. Oh God. Stream can see what I'm typing. Jesus.
Sorry, Reza. I don't think Great Call agrees with me here, so I think he'll be solo casting from now on.
Okay, well.
Alright. Have fun with that. You keep doing you. Peace.
Alright, see ya. Thank you, Cabal, for the duo casting. It was pretty fun. So, who's down for the in-houses? I'll set up one room. Tournament draft, CPLoL. Wow, the chat popping. Thanks, Hank. I don't know who Hank is, but I'll be sure to praise him. Alright, I'm going to turn off the stream real quick, and I might start it again when the games start.